Welcome back. It is time for our third best of three here on stream B for Gamers8 live from Riyadh, and we have a match to see who gets to play Cloud9 in the next stage. That match is going to be Liquid versus ENCE. Quite an interesting match, I think. ENCE doing great, kind of peaking at the moment, you might say. Definitely Natu's a happy chappy as far as ENCE's recent performance are concerned. And then, of course, you've got Liquid, a new look Liquid, trying to move forward with a new squad. What kind of expectations might you have for this one, Hawker?
I think ENCE have got to be pretty solid favorites here, considering the recent form of these guys, right? ENCE doing great at Cologne, showing us they can beat some of the best teams. Heroic, they beat Vitality. Whereas Liquid definitely feels like more of a long-term project right now, slightly more in flux. There is the big question as to how Yakindar is going to adjust to in-game leading, and you've brought some European players in, which is always going to have a little bit of time before they can fully adjust culture and even just language-wise. So ENCE should be more on the same page, but Liquid are always a team who have players who are capable, so can't take any game for granted here.
Yeah, always nice to see NAF on the squad, but indeed, new look Liquid with, I think Yakindar's track record in different teams is definitely bringing the necessary mindset for Liquid to be competitive in what is essentially European counterstrike. Partly the reason for the IGL. Fresh pair of eyes will go a long way with the experience he has and a different set of thinking. And that will likely be needed to topple a team as good as ENCE at the moment. And who've just been, taking those steps up the ladder bit by bit and slowly moving towards the top. It's been great to see the rise of ENCE, especially in the current climate of esports, and showing how a team that is designed to be viable and profitable can find success rather than just spending until everything burns down. So it's always good to see an ENCE succeeding. It's the kind of story that you need in esports at the moment, the kind of success story and measured approach. The fact that a measured approach can succeed, I think, is very important for the industry. So great to see the success that they're having at the moment. But I think Liquid, of course, are a brand which is no stranger to success across esports in general. And they're one of the favored brands in the region. We want to see them doing well as well. Of course, all change post-Elige. It's a very different team we're looking at now. What do you think of this, of the prospects of this lineup? Do you think with some months they can shine in Counter-Strike?
I think it depends a lot on Yakindar and how his in-game leading ends up going. We do have the veto coming up right now, so we'll get to see exactly where this ends up. I think Liquid going for the Vertigo pick in there makes quite a lot of sense. It's not a map that ENCE play too often. That's the closest you're going to get to a punish. And then the Anubis pick from ENCE. I'm really enjoying, we're seeing teams lean into Anubis more and more. Mirage is the decider, a map that ENCE are definitely happy to play. We've seen that a lot in the past, and I think especially on that map, Snappy is really good at calling a mix of really fast rounds and then knows when to throw slower rounds in there. That's something I'm definitely going to watch for. I think Snappy's calling is fantastic as of late. He really messes with the opponents with the conditioning. We'll see if that comes through in this one.
Yeah, I think with the advent of CS2 very close, one would imagine that Anubis is something people are likely to have to force into their game, because who knows if one of the maps that they like to play disappears. A lot of people have been very vocal about their dislike for Vertigo, for example, as a spectacle, as a map to play individually. So we'll see how that one plays out, but indeed it will be Vertigo beforehand. The building site, the steel girders, the mortar, also referred to as sandbags, of course. The rare P2000 for Snappy. Just taking a quiet walk down the ramp. Nothing to see here. OC. Ooh. Oh, no. He was not expecting that whatsoever. It almost looked like he lagged out or something. Well then, what can the remainder of Team Liquid do? They know where they aren't. And here's where they are, in that mid position. Madden rattling off shots with those dualies. And this will be a very brief pistol round with nothing doing for Team Liquid.
I mean, that almost looked like a hard read from ENCE, but I think it's just because they have so much info in A ramp, they're able to stack 3 CTs in mid. And especially when you see OC was lining up that molly to throw at the ceiling, which then spreads above into elevator, it's really going to give away that Liquid were probably wanting to go for a mid play there. So they stick with their 3-man mid stack, and Liquid run right into it. They fall foul to it. And so Liquid off to a slow start here. Just one dig for them, picked up into this round. Hoping they can continue with a bit of damage. Adam just jump peeking, hoping he can get good timing on this nade. There's the info. Nade to follow. Pretty well dodged there by Team Liquid. Ooh, I don't know about that fight. They heard the Deeg shot, but Snappy goes back for it. Kindar hits the headshot. So that's the opening that Liquid wanted. But still a long, long ways to go if they want to actually win this round.
Team Liquid are one of the most loved brand in esports, I think, over the years. Lots of legendary players across different teams, different games. I think they're one where you want to see that horsey logo shining. You want to see them doing well. I think everybody wishes them success, and hopefully they can find it with this new look roster. Love to see an intercontinental spread of counterstrike, a growth. Once again, as the new game comes out. This won't be their favorite round by any means. It's a round where they've got 15 seconds to die. Make it 10. That's great damage towards the end there. 3 kills in the round overall. Again, minimal investment, so they'll come out of that one with no complaints.
And listen, a big question people have had with Yakindar switching to in-game leading is how much impact will we see from him individually? Because he was such a fabulous player to watch before switching to being the main caller, it seems, on this team. And I think he's still showing glimpses, but not as consistently. When you have to focus on the bigger picture sometimes, it can be difficult to keep your individual level up. We do have the buyout now, though, with the AKs, and a quick play towards ramp. Liquid want this control. Oh, well, maybe they don't. Falling back early. Looks like it's Patsy who will lead the way instead.
Big headshot. Very nice work then from Team Liquid as they dismantle ENCE in this third round. This is rough. Again, let's not forget the damage that's done in that round prior. That leaves ENCE broken should they lose this round. Even if they win it, their money's going to suck at this point. Very dicey round indeed for ENCE. There isn't really that much for them to do. Just a bit of fishing, but don't really want to lose any more rifles here. I'll certainly concede the round, though. So Team Liquid will be on the board early. Kindar with 5 frags in these 3 rounds. Of the team haven't started getting to work just yet. Heading towards the end of the year. Who knows when CS2 will be released? Not a game you can reasonably really think about too much until it is.
Wow, this is the sort of thing you want to see from Liquid. Like Patsy getting opening kills like that. He's sort of meant to be the other aggressive player alongside Yakindar. So that's what you want to see on the Liquid side of things. Oh, and the buy, yeah, very uncomfortable for ENCE. Only 2 rifles into this one, so chance Liquid early to try and break the bank. That is not ideal, though. Dihar just getting such a quick kill onto Rainwaker, who tried to take the fight. And Liquid have to fight from behind.
quietly looking for opportunities with these AK-47s. DR 20 HP in a dream. That dream is a flashbang, which may come in handy for Nertz. No one shoots though. Not an easy decision to eat a flashbang and absolutely fire nothing. Oh, Nertz. How does he get away with that? He doesn't. Naf is here to trade and create a lot of space for Team Liquid. 3 players remain for either side. Mida moves into position. OC creeping. He's the bomb carrier as well. 50 seconds left. Snappy quietly rotating. The rest of his team will find elevation. Managing to stay alive as well. No trade frag. Naf's got to be careful, down to 35 HP. And once this smoke has gone, there is one for OC, but now it's only OC remaining. Nothing more to do in that round. There'll be some nice upgrades for ENCE as well on that bomb site.
Yeah, a couple of awkward timings early here for ENCE, but it hasn't cost them too badly. And that's a really good sign that they're righting the ship, because this got very awkward with those 2 B players. Nertz pulling a smoke out as his teammate goes down. You never want to make that happen because it's going to give Liquid access towards the site. But ENCE able to rotate back over. Adam with a couple of important kills there. Nertz and Dihar will start out towards B again.
Wow, 0 damage.
Somehow do nothing. Oh, it looks like they bounce back slightly.
You were denied glory. Could have been very interesting. Surging into the B bomb site then. Here they go. Dihar gets his head ripped off. Nice and simple. So it's going to be nervous territory after this. They seem to be disengaging for now. Not wanting to lose too many players as they cross towards the bomb site. They'll disengage and stretch out the CTs once more. Those footsteps from Snappy will tell a story. Still disengaging. And again, that forces ENCE to spread across both sites. So wherever they choose to go, ultimately, they may be in a 5-on-2 scenario.
Running low on utility here, Liquid. Just a smoke and a molly remaining, but Rainwaker spams on the other side. Oh, he's ready for Nertz as well. Massive damage onto both B players. 1 kill, 1 chunk down low, but with 25 seconds, it will be that A site now.
In they go, landing the frags everywhere, our Team Liquid. I love the control. And the discipline from the squad as well. The big frag onto the B bomb site, but not striking until it's the right time to really strike. Just delivering everything that needs to be. And again, ENCE, their hands are tied in this one. They've got to fall back. Nothing else to be done. Putting their best foot forward, Team Liquid. A promising start to Vertigo.
Yeah, it really feels to me like the Liquid players are actually way hotter here at the start of this map. ENCE may have won a couple of the early rounds. That is something from Snappy. But whenever we're seeing the early fights go down, Liquid are doing a pretty good job. I think we saw some Pious with the AWP caught off guard towards scaffolding earlier on in an earlier round. Now in this one, Rainwaker just so dialed in, so aware of those possible angles. And then Yakindar landing another great shot on the A approach, this time onto Madden. So hopefully we'll see the ENCE players step it up as the map goes on. But for now, loving how good the Liquid players are looking and how they're looking pretty drilled there. Just the awareness from Rainwaker. Super impressive in that scenario.
That was a really cool spray on that second player on that B bomb site. Really nice stuff. Liquid looking sharp. $400,000 for first place at Gamers8 single elimination bracket. Refreshing to see single elim, honestly. One wrong foot, one wrong step, and you're done. Ideally, most of your feet will be the right ones. Maybe all of your feet, in fact. What am I even saying? You're a pizza man. You're an eater of the pizza.
Yeah, of course. I mean, last weekend I had like 2 pizzas, like back to back, pretty much, and it was like, well,
Wow.
that's a bit too much, but you know,
That's a lot of pizza.
needs must.
You're gonna get a bubble butt.
Oh yeah, honestly.
All that pizza. No tank tops or shorts. I've never noticed that part before. No weapons.
Yeah, the rest of it makes sense.
That sucks. Yeah, not sure what the pause is about, but hopefully it'll be resolved soon. Indeed, as I say that, the unpause is here. Well then, ENCE are still leading for the time being, but it's proving very difficult for them to hold on to map control here on Vertigo. The pick of Team Liquid, and in these early rounds, they've certainly given us clues as to why. Let's see if it will continue in that fashion. There'll be some SMGs along with the rifles here for ENCE in round 6. Utility very limited indeed. Increased risks may have to be taken.
Liquid are grouping quite early in some of these rounds. Really just looking for dry fights in a lot of these rounds early on. Interested to see how effective that can be for them as this game continues. Looks like this time they will be slightly more measured. Fully looking in towards the B site. Yeah, they've had a lot of rounds where it's just been the AKs taking dry duels and winning them. This one, it is a move into mid, and that's this AK on the other side. Could be scary to go up against. They'll decide to tuck back, and that's just as Liquid make their move forward. He should get back in time, but he's been drawn over to B because of those nades. Look at this timing. Sampai's not ready. They're moving in through mid. They're moving in for the wrap around. Yakindar will be denied, though, and they're just going to give up that B site and focus on mid instead.
OC really hunting for an opening. There's still 40 seconds in the round, but he's being denied, disengaging our ENCE. Don't need to fight to the death in scenarios such as this. Things are going well for them, but a lot of this B bomb site looks like a retake scenario for ENCE.
Bomb's taking ages to get it.
Safe. Yeah. I have to be wondering what's going on here. Rainmaker just gets more and more map control. Naf's got the angles as well. Rainmaker will plant the bomb then. Oh, punishes the wide swing. How much damage will be done? The flashbang is avoided, and look at the frags come through. OC, those are his first 2 kills in a round, and they are very instrumental. Finds the third one also, and suddenly, with 5 players alive and no one on a B bomb site, everybody has been wiped out on the side of ENCE. What has happened in this round?
Jeez, that is brutal. Absolutely brutal. It's just been Liquid, again, spreading out, trying to get map control. This time they didn't have the clear end goal that early on, but B was left so exposed because of that pressure put onto mid at the same time. So we see the adjustment there from ENCE, leaving B wide open. They didn't really have utility in on the retake, so those AKs hold the line. And OC's first 3 kills of the map are very impactful ones. Liquid looking pretty relaxed here at the start of Vertigo after a couple of good gun rounds for them.
That has got to be a massively frustrating round for ENCE. That was a 3 versus 5. They just got deleted with no position on B whatsoever. Maybe it was very unfortunate timing, but just not something you often see this scenario like this. Down bad and seemingly still outmaneuvering ENCE onto the B bomb site. Flurry of kills for OC, and those are big impact frags. That's a very expensive round for ENCE. Quite worrying as well. We'll see if they could right the ship when the opportunity is here. I'm not sure if I've ever seen these dice before.
No.
Have you?
They're not like actually on the map. Like,
I don't recall these dice.
Some weird back rooms.
Does that count? Does it work as an air freshener as well?
I hope so.
Is that like the tree you hang from the mirror? I think, you know, I think in CS2, I don't know if it's deliberate or not, but I have a genuine complaint about these porta puies in that at some point there was an update, so if you go inside it, it shows as engaged. But that just makes it easy to know if someone's in there or not, which renders them completely useless. Like, you can't hide in them anymore because it literally tells people if there's someone in there, which is not helpful.
It's a bit of a shame.
I mean, have you never been to like a Glastonbury and you've opened a bathroom that wasn't locked and there was someone in there.
Yeah, come on, we've all
You know,
done that.
yeah, exactly.
Half the time the locks ain't working anyway, let's be real. So at least one of them shouldn't be working, counterstrike. At least one.
Exactly.
Give me that at a minimum. Yeah, I think ENCE are looking surprisingly a little shaky at the start of this map. I'm not surprised to see the timeout. A couple of rounds where they've maybe been caught out by early plays or just not fully aware of what areas of the map are open or closed. So I think this is good to get the timeout in. Again, this is like sort of a punish pick in a weird way where ENCE don't play this map often. But at the same time, the most recent time they played it was against Vitality, where they won 16-7. So can you really call it a punish? Probably not. It is also a strength for Liquid, so definitely made sense as their pick into this series. See if Liquid can keep it up. So far, they've been finding a lot of success just by spreading out across the map, deciding later into the round where they can work an opening and what they can do with that. This one, it's only Snappy with a rifle on the end side, so should be a very good chance for Liquid to take the lead here.
Can he disengage Snappy? You know, your Kindar's dead straight. No, still pick up the slack. What a rough start, all things considered, to this game of Vertigo, friends. But again, if you're going to have a nightmare, have it early rather than late. Let it not be decisive. Fourth round on the way for Team Liquid. Their fourth round in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I saw in the video during the break they had a Randy's Donuts, which if you're not familiar, if you go to Inglewood, or it's either in or near Inglewood, there's a big Randy's Donuts, which looks like a petrol station, but it's a donut shop, and it's got a giant donut on top. And they have like crazy donuts with cereal on them, and you know, they're not all good. Some good, some not. But I just didn't expect to see one in Saudi Arabia. That's kind of cool though.
I had no idea that was based on somewhere else. Just thought it was its own thing. There we go. We've got Dihar on the AWP on the end side. Pius normally the primary AWPer on the team. But Dihar's taken it probably positionally over to that B site. It's going to allow ENCE to stack more heavily towards A and mid. And Liquid have been happy fighting for this ramp control to take that again while also having players swarm up mid.
Oh, the brutal timing of this peak is great for nuts. Nothing's more terrifying than pulling a grenade out and being faced by your opponent. No one enjoys that. Patsy will cut the numbers down. 3-on-2 then for Team Liquid with over a minute on the clock. Surely ENCE will have to take some risks. Dihar still lurking with this AWP, and it's going to be Snappy. He's going to be the man to try and make a play. Doesn't see anything towards the ramp. No one's covering mid for now. You can see his cross there, wondering what might be happening in that direction. Meanwhile, Liquid holding position at the bottom of the ramp. They know it's a urgent situation for the CTs. But eventually, they'll have to press onto the bomb sites as well. They've got 2 smokes for the bomb plants. Who plants the bomb, though? Patsy's got 26 HP, so with this clock running down, you probably don't want him doing it. Dihar has a HE grenade, still over towards the B-bomb site at present. One smoke is up. Snappy's got some space for Jules. Well ahead of that flashbang. Naft planting the bomb. Ooh, almost, but not quite. Dihar never really gets there and immediately retreats at the expiration of Snappy.
Yeah, quickly realized he had to back away there, which is a shame because they will have seen that dink, but the nade never comes into play for Dihar in this one. And Liquid, again, are just sticking to their same sort of plans. A lot of grouping up early in rounds, looking to take fights, take trades into a scenario where in the late round, they can group up, take a site together, and it's working really well for them right now. Don't always have to call it a default. Sometimes it is, group up early in a round just to take a bit of control and work from there. This time they group up with multiple players on mid. They get that, and then they go from there, figure out what they want to do. ENCE not able to get on top of that right now. Even with this play from Nuts, all that did was bring it into a 3-on-3, and that really opens up the map for Team Liquid. As you could see there, as that round played out, ENCE couldn't figure out what was going on.
Snappy having a tech issue, perhaps.
Not sure if they're having trouble calling the pauses or not. Last time,
Maybe he's
I feel
making
like
an
it was
order.
when the coach was trying to talk.
Might be asking for a donut order.
Maybe.
Yeah, when we used to stay in Los Angeles for 2 months, once we were in Inglewood, and I had to try Randy's Donuts. So that's the only reason I recognized it. An American, I don't know if it's an American staple. I only know 2 branches, but anyway, they sell big donuts. What can I say?
Can't go wrong. Big donuts.
I know it's super hot in Riyadh, but I don't know. US sandals, US sandal man?
Not really. I only really own like slides, and I will wear those with socks. I'm happy to do it.
Oh, I would never do that.
Known. Why
Can't
not?
run
What's
from the police.
wrong with that?
You can't run from the police in slides and socks, mate.
I guess.
Always needs to be ready to run from the cops.
I guess I've never had that problem.
My old PC that I used to play 1.6 on, there was a big metal hunk of a PC, and I accidentally dropped the whole thing on my big toe once and ripped it in half. And I had explorative surgery done on my toe, which I think was just letting some students mess around with my toe. I don't know why that was necessary, but my big toe on my right foot is absolutely mashed up. So you're not going to see me in those sandals.
Damn. One time I had a door slammed on just like my fingernail, and I broke like the end of my finger, and my fingernail was kind of like hanging on by a thread, so that was fun. I had to get that like stuck back on. It was,
oh, lovely.
Good times.
Yeah, my nail doesn't grow properly. It's looks like somebody hit it with a claw hammer now.
Yeah.
5-3 for Team Liquid.
Well. There you go.
Dihar will have the AWP pistols for the rest of them. This has been quite a struggle, actually. A real struggle. A big, significant struggle for ENCE. You know, the pistol round is quite deflating for Team Liquid, but after that, they have been strong as an ox. I don't know how many rounds ENCE have really been in the fight for since round 4.
Definitely feels like Liquid have really taken over here. And again, we're seeing them get this B control early and work from there. I wonder if at some point we see ENCE start to go for some mid-round aggression, because Liquid are grouping up in a lot of these rounds, and you can see here, for example, Naf alone on ramp. There was some good timing on aggression. You could maybe catch him out, get that info a little sooner into one of these rounds. Especially when Liquid consistently seem to be happy to run down the clock to the mid or late round. There's one nade, not on the money. 4 grouped outside B, but a bit of a stack here for ENCE. Not the AWP of Dihar though, just the pistols trying to lock this down.
Promising start for ENCE. They didn't lose a player in trade. And those smokes invite variance for Liquid, so they'll have to wait. Kindar's got a smoke of his own. He's the point man at the moment, however. Madden having a look. Still players here. 30 seconds. That clock is running low. T-Flash is coming up, but they've got to find some entries quickly because this is bomb plant time. They've got to secure the bomb site first. 20 seconds out, they start to move forward. OC and Nat will deliver. OC's in the red zone. He's got to get on that bomb plant. 14 seconds. This is what happens. The shrapnel will finish him off. Bomb plant means a 2v2 in the meantime. No one pushes through though. Snappy has a look down. He goes. Dihar's got the AWP once again. And it's time for him to fall back. A dicey situation solved by Team Liquid as they move to round number 6.
Yeah, Yeah, reasonable trades initially there from ENCE. They do a pretty good job with just getting that kill from Nerds, trying to stall. Dihar got that nade onto the side to keep it somewhat close. Fairly well handled by Liquid, to their credit. Didn't panic under the time pressure. Were able to pinpoint the positions and make sure that their comms didn't get too crazy. They took that B site. But maybe that is a sign that ENCE are starting to figure out how Liquid are playing here. They were able to stack the right side of the map. They were able to figure something out in the late round. And if that was a full gun round, that could have been a very different story there. So hopefully for ENCE's sake, times could be changing for them. Signs of things to come if they can keep getting those reads right. And now a double AWP setup is the attempted answer from ENCE.
Oh, you've got to be really careful about those jiggles. The Empire sees presence on the ramp. Nothing on toward there at the beginning of a round of Vertigo. Danger alert. Ooh, big one for Martin. Some area control now. Might already be time to reload these AWPs. The exchange of utility for position will continue. Snappy behind the mortar bags. Oh, Yakindar creeping. And then there were three very oppressive angles. Orcs in the right place on this round of Vertigo. Now Rainwake will have to try and run his magic towards B once again, but it might be too late at this rate.
Oh, especially when there's a second AWP here. Dihar looking good on this angle. Spots the shoulder first. And this could be a clean round from ENCE. This would be lovely for them to build up some money after quite a few round losses in a row. 5-round streak from Liquid about to come to an end at the hands of Dihar. And I like the double AWP setup from ENCE. We have seen Liquid go for a lot of plays where they're not using that much utility. And that's where the AWP can be most effective. And definitely a good sign to see some Pius starting to land a shot or two. Had a slow start here, and he was such a big part of their run in Cologne. He was probably their best player by some distance. So definitely want to see him continue. Let's see if Liquid change anything up, though, after taking a round loss in that one. Oh, what an angle. Some Pius beneath the smoke just finds the gap in the smokes. And starting to get cooking now.
And Pius has had some spectacular games recently. He's been a very key component for the ENCE squad. Presence in mid then, denial of information. How do you respond to this if you're ENCE? What is Team Liquid looking for? 4 on 5, they need kills. A lot of utility dumped in that mid position. High concern for ENCE. They'll still keep some smokes in the hole. And Liquid continue creeping forward. Snappy through the smoke. What on earth was that? Bomb has been lost as well. Looking to close this gap to just one. Rainwaker often expected towards that B bomb site. Have to find a way to make this expensive if he can, but Dihar's got a superior angle, and AWP will do its job.
10 kills in a row for ENCE with no reply from Liquid. Back-to-back rounds where they don't lose a single player on the ENCE side. What a turnaround that is. How was that first angle? So well taken by some Pius. And then look at how many CTs fight back into mid. Once they have control elsewhere, they use utility to stall Liquid. They work together. Good timings on those peaks. And so it looks like ENCE have adjusted well here. Getting a couple rounds in a row. Oh, and Rainwaker taking a tag early there. Down to 15.
Scary job looking down the ramp, especially with Yakindar on the other side. So much more work for Liquid to do, though. Will they be dumping some mollies in this position once again? Heading towards that minute mark. Liquid just sitting on their one-man advantage for the time being. Patsy's been waiting for so long. An exchange of incendiaries. What is the read? What does that information mean for ENCE? Maybe sensing that Liquid are looking for them to make a play. They may feel compelled to eventually. Oh, he sees one at least in Pius, but the problem's only getting worse for them. 3 on 5, 35 seconds on the clock. They can still turn around, but they need to find some frags then quickly. Smoke on the site allows Madden to reposition a little easier. OC running distraction. We can see the rotation on the X-ray, looking for the transfer. Bombs lost. Nerds at the back. Only good for one. OC in a clutch now. Sorry, Dihar in a clutch. Excuse me. With the AWP. Better be quick. Rainwaker's ready for him. And Liquid will find round number 7.
Yeah, this time it's not the early kill for ENCE. And you see from there, Liquid in the 5-on-4, able to work more magic. I think the issue was just some Pius was attempted to get set up for that peek into ramp, but they used an incendiary beforehand so he would be safe. And you could see the Liquid were basically playing anti-flash, it felt like, to make sure they were ready for that peek that was coming in from some Pius. So good awareness there from Liquid to deal with that all. And then Liquid was so far up at that point, just traded their way to victory. And still have money though, thanks to those prior successful rounds. This time Nerds down in towards B stairs, looking to take a bit of map control early. Oh no, he's not ready.
That is brutal. How many did he see on the kill cam though? And can his teammates respond to that? Snappy may feel compelled to make something happen. He certainly will. That'll slow down the advance. More than one player heard on the ramp then. Snappy, always willing to take a risk for the squad. On this occasion, OC's ready for him. Pius here. An AWP of his own. But Liquid don't overcommit when they find these advantages. They'll use the time afforded to them. Really try and be as efficient as possible. Only 3 plays remain for ENCE. Very hard to make plays. Maybe Nerds is making one. Trying to delay a potential bomb plant here. It seems that won't happen. They are looking for the angles, not finding much of anything. 3-on-4 retake situation. All dependent on Nerds. Not sure if he was seen, but he certainly will be now. Trying to show presence, run distraction. Pull the T's towards him. Can his teammates above, though, get anything working for them? Nerds delivering, spots the bag, but Yakindar is there. 2-on-3 are really hard for ENCE to keep pressing forward, especially with Nerds. He's the only one with the kit at the bottom of the ramp. Time for him to back away.
Yeah, it's too tricky to coordinate that retake. And again, it's Yakindar with another opening kill. He's been really solid fragging-wise here on this map. And I think that is when Liquid are going to be at their best. When Yakindar's having a solid game, his calling can be really opened up when he's getting openings like that. You could see that it made ENCE have a response. Snappy got 1 frag back, but then went for further ramp info. And OC very well prepared for it, just holding with the AWP, gives his team the advantage. From there, Liquid don't really look back. They get onto the site. And even though that flank was coming in, you just stay on ramp for the post plant. It's a good position to be in. So Liquid doing well right now. 8-5 up. Here's Patsy. Was he run boost around? He's here so quick and he gets 2 kills right at the start of the round.
Big results for Liquid, but look at those bursts from Madden. That's outrageous. Minute 30 on the clock and we're on a 2v2 on Vertigo of all maps. That's crazy. Both teams putting in work to keep this viable. What a fast-paced round. Wow. So much play in it, so much creep to come. OC scoped in already will certainly help. Naf will be the one to show some presence. They both will, in fact. Molly is ready and waiting. Will they be forced into the hands of Madden? He'll see them fall back. Sees one at the very least. He's going to press through. There's a smoke for Snappy. Does he commit to a smoke defuse here? Oh, the crash pick from Madden's outrageous. Snappy touches the bomb. Where is OC? Time to get firing. Now they know exactly where he is, and he's not going to find this angle. There's no way.
Good recovery. It's an ace from Madden as well. What a round from him. Those bursts back onto B were brilliant. And Patsy was run boost around there at the start of the round. That's how he's there so fast. He deals with both players early with the flashbang to help. And so Madden needed to do everything to keep his team in the round. Does exactly that. OC's got nothing doing at the end there. Great play from Madden, and ENCE with a chance to try and salvage 7 at the half here. A lot of emphasis there early with those nades going back and forth. Madden has really been the main man for ENCE here, though. He's got 5 multi-kills, and his teammates combined have got 4 multi-kills. He's been huge for them.
Fight for presence. So difficult on Vertigo. It's not always about the position, but about the threat of it. That presence is so key. He plays into the wrong area. There's Yekindar hopping through into the B bomb site. Finding a good angle, but not finding the kill. All ENCE so far, 5 on 3. Sitting comfortably now. 40 seconds remain for Team Liquid, but we've seen some big clutches already. This time there'll be more presence on the B bomb site. They won't want to make that mistake again. Where TL were allowed to just walk in. Still on the way in, but Nerds will be here with the AWP. 5 on 2 then. Naf tries to do what he can. 20 seconds to plant his bomb. Eventually there'll only be one defender. Now it's just Naf. Bomb planted in the clutch, trying to make it to the stairs, and it will never make it off the bomb site. So it will be 7 rounds for ENCE at the end of the first half. To the 8 of Team Liquid.
Yeah, well set up in the retake there, and a good recovery from ENCE. They lost quite a few rounds in a row there in the middle of that half. It looked like it could have gone really badly wrong for them, but good to see ENCE recover well. Single elimination bracket. You cannot afford to have any maps off, and this map definitely still hangs in the balance after that showing from ENCE there, picking up a few rounds towards the end. Very close on the scoreline, and definitely good to see Yekindar fragging so well for Liquid as well. That is something we were definitely watching out for them to play well at this event. He's done exactly that.
Quite an engaging map of Vertigo. Again, that 3v5 on the B bomb side was pretty crazy. A lot of action in this first half and a lot to come. Just the first map of this best of 3 series, our last of the day on Stream B. A close score at half-time makes for a very interesting pistol round number 2. Team Liquid got bopped in the first one, but found plenty of success afterwards and looked very, very strong indeed. But somehow ENCE have clawed their way back to a close scoreline. That pistol would have been key in that, just making up the numbers for the 7-8 scoreline. Can they take both pistols, though, I suppose is the question. Spreading through that mid position, very fast moving. The pop flashes are here as well. Sampaya spots and swats. Naf and OC's not far behind him. 2 bags, zip him up. Patsy's here as well. And this guy is on a tear. Picked up the jewel. He's no need to reload. Yeah, Kindar's the next one up to get served. My word, this is a hell of a tear from Sampaya. Looking for that 5th player now. I'm sure they'll give him the space to try and find him. Just a line of executions. Madden sees, Madden frags. Makes sense, but the 4K from Sampaya was nasty. What on earth had I just watched?
There we go. Sampaya gassing himself up after that one with good reason, because he got 5 kills in the whole first half, and he nearly matched that in just the pistol round here on the T side. This is ludicrous, turning onto these first couple of players. Then from there, shows no signs of slowing down. Madden has to take the final kill, but you know, it's understandable. I think Sampaya will let him off. Either way, big round from ENCE, and even though they didn't look their best in the first half, they grinded out round wins, and now they're very much still in this map here on Liquid's pick. About to take the lead as long as they don't have a disaster in this round.
Yeah, a lot of bell rings here. Position will be taken by ENCE on the other side of the map. Liquid looking sharp at least. If they are able to turn this around after losing both pistols, I'd be very impressed. No, it's right place, right time. That is a fast rotation, though. A turbo rotation from your Kindar. Everyone looking sharp on Vertigo, that's for sure. No man's land for your Kindar. Yeah, ENCE have done... Yeah, they've put bows on the right boxes for the time being. Let's see what Team Liquid have to offer now. Didn't seem too bothered with losing the pistol in the first half. Will the same be true in the second is the question. I think at Cologne I saw 2 people with wired mice. Still using wired mice, which I'm sure is a preference for the mouse shape and weight of choice that they had. Always keeping an eye out for that on the player cams. But anyway, oh, look how fast that first kill is. Rainwaker will barely be part of the history books for round 18. And Naf is still holding position on the bomb site for the time being, but that was such a fast frag.
They're looking for that second kill. I think if they found it, they might just pull the trigger completely. But Naf not giving them that opportunity. Knows he needs to be a little careful. Let's now have the backup of Yakindar on the B side. Yeah, good to see ENCE finding their early round success. Oftentimes what they can be so good at, even if they don't fully commit to a play early, they can really put the pressure on you early. That's a little concerned. Someone snuck into the smoke. He will duck back. Meanwhile, the bomb is grouping back towards B. Naf is the only man with the smoke, so he can try and slow this down on the counter, but he's throwing the smoke aggressively. Does that work? Does that slow ENCE down enough? They're moving in nonetheless. Naf able to get 1 kill, but he's out of ammo. And ENCE will try and move into position now. Naf taking this little off angle, spots another player. He's still surviving here. He's still stalling them. Finally, he falls. And there's Nertz arriving at mid, but Yakindar comes back for 2 of his own. He wants more, but Nertz will flank him, and it's all on Patsy.
Oh, he's made it a 1v1, and the bomb's not even planted just yet. Now it is 12 HP, and D-Hull will finish him off. Naf did great work there. Didn't quite get those frags, but he really lit them up. Allowed Yakindar to come through, finish off the job, but the team couldn't convert the round ultimately. Down to the wire. Naf was so alone here for so long as well. He was on an island. His teammates couldn't rotate. Mid was being held, but did enough damage for Yakindar to quickly sweep up, but not enough to convert the round. And that will break the money of Team Liquid once again.
That's an MP7 user. Pretty sure I've seen him pick that up in the past. Not one you see too often, but can be pretty capable. Just costs a little more, so a lot of people would rather save money on the MAC-10. Do still have a rifle in play for Yakindar in this round, so not completely safe for ENCE in this one. They really have stepped it up here on their T side. Loving how explosive they're looking. Oh, the boost works out there. Patsy pops his head up at the right time. They tried to build a boost on the other side as well, but while this is happening, Nuts is getting a hell of a lot of info over towards B. Could well see that bomb go back, especially with that kill coming in.
Working together to try and concentrate the little guns they have. Nuts can lurk out here with the MP7. Let's try and hold this map control while his teammates secure the bomb site. Only Sunpires is there alone at the moment. They feel confident. They've got the net relatively closed. In they come though, and now the urgency rises. Better get both players on that bomb site. Liquid have got some util, and they've got the urgency as well. There's time to do this. It seems they'll think better of it. It's a fair amount of money that they could lose. They'll deem it not worth the risk. Playing the long game here. And will be allowed to move to 11. I feel like that was a marginal situation though. But maybe with only one player having Kevlar, they thought it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, and this will help them going forward, make sure their economy stays pretty good. I think even if they were to buy and lose this round, they could maybe salvage together a strong buy, whatever happens. So just gives them a little more breathing room. Not a bad round for Liquid, though. Got into a pretty good position. I was a little surprised to see Nertz continue to play so aggressively after he got full control of B. Wondered if that was going to open the door for the retake, but that one smoke enough to turn Liquid away. Great turnaround from ENCE, though, proving that even though Vertigo has been a good map for Liquid, not to be messed with on this one.
Yeah, tense game. Feels like the closest game of the day. Obviously, the second one was a landslide for Vitality. The first one was very scrappy and back and forth. There are lots of swings in different rounds, but this feels like the tightest game so far, top to bottom here on Vertigo. Liquid looking to secure some more control now on their full buy. And looking for these very early frags, just sending it to lower B immediately. But all five still standing for Liquid early.
Flash down. Not going to do a great deal. Just something for ENCE to consider. That nade. Oh, the double nade. And the third onto Rainwaker. He's down to 3 health. There is a chance they don't expect him to be here after that many nades in that position. I don't know if it matters. They've done so much damage. They're not even going to commit.
That's the second airstrike we've seen from them on that bomb site as well. And it's been targeted at a different place each time. I can barely remember the era of CS where this level of detail wasn't, this level of attention wasn't paid to where people were throwing their grenades. It gets more and more interesting to watch. They're looking to show some presence over towards A here, and that's surely going to spur them on. They've got the numbers. OC holding down the side. Mollies are coming. There'll be one more smoke exploit. Should it be required as soon as OC looks to his right, drop from his left. ENCE are encroaching on this bomb site. The smokes are up for that usual bomb plant. No molly to stop them. Often how the A bomb site ends, wall of smokes. Team Liquid with only 3 players will have to fall back once again.
Yeah, and I really enjoy ENCE on their T side. I think they're such a fun team. Snappy seems to find a lot of success with early aggressive moves. And it's impressive because you wouldn't sit there and say that ENCE on paper have a crazy stack lineup in terms of skill, in terms of these names. I think a lot of these players are a little underappreciated for what they can deliver. And you really see that when on the T side, you get a bunch of these fast plays early in rounds, always with little gimmicks as well up their sleeve, trying to get openings. Looking really good for ENCE right here. They have taken over here in this second half, and for Liquid, they've got to figure out what's going wrong, and quite quickly here in this one. Oh, this is a
game of
tactical.
Vertigo.
Okay. Just saw the coaches talking. Just trying to figure it out.
You favoring a team?
I mean, this second half, it really feels like ENCE are taking over, right?
Yeah, maybe it's too late a question.
Gotten around for Liquid, though. This is their chance.
ENCE are always looking for that early presence, lower B. Just an early frag from there. Might encourage some early utility usage from Team Liquid for later on as well. Plenty of advantages, but that has been a constant for ENCE. That would have been quite a transfer, but maybe DR can do the job. 4-on-4. Naf still holding position, but with only 25 HP, he might be scared about those airstrikes we saw earlier on. Only 1 HE at this point in the hands of Madden. But still, where he was standing now, we've seen 3 grenades, obviously, where Rainwaker was earlier. We also saw 3. 1 minute on the clock. AWP moving into position. That's Jack in the box. That met a hammer in the hands of Naf. That bomb spotted. Will spur them on as well. Naf could be the initial engager here. All the util in the hands of Yakindar, but obviously rifle comes first. Starting to move through now. Look at this work from Yakindar. Naf's the one to clean up afterwards, and that's exactly the kind of round that Liquid needed.
Yeah, it looked like Liquid were sick of losing that B bomb site. Took a lot of different approaches in this round. Firstly, just much more sticky on the initial test towards B stairs. You saw Rainwaker really trying to get into that aggressive position. And then they got this rotate in time to have 2 players close by. Even though ENCE mollied the left side there, they didn't seem 100% ready for that close right angle behind the wood. So more like it from Team Liquid. See if they can keep it up. Sumpire so quick. Rainwaker nearly in trouble there. He's been having a lot of pressure put on him on this B site. That's another round where he almost gets caught early.
I'm not sure if that was a flick to the body through the wall. I mean, it must have been to do 14 damage. Just a sliver of the arm there. That would have been enough. Rainwaker still standing. Will be able to deliver 1 frag at the very least. Getting barbecued. No safe haven for him. Madden still showing presence on the other side of the map, cutting off that rotation. Will be dealt with by Patsy and OC, it seems. Hence taking the B-bomb site in the meantime. They'll be at a significant disadvantage on this retake. There are an extra man for Team Liquid, plenty of incendiaries as well. Be hard to find a place to stand. OC's the flashbang man though. Does he want to give those to somebody else maybe? Double AWP retake. Not ideal, especially when you swing and miss the first shot. There's the first incendiary coming through. Snappy still got a very strong angle though, but a flashbang will certainly help. More flashes, everybody's blind. Yakindar getting dropped and it's not working out in Liquid's favor. This one will prove expensive as well.
Man, this B site just getting run down round after round. OC almost caught there, just about. Gets the shot off in time. But it's ENCE up to 13 rounds. They won 5 in a row before the previous, and then as soon as they lose one, they come right back. Those mollies onto B were really well done, and even though they actually were down a man after they got that bomb planted, it's still into a good enough position. I was expecting more utility from Liquid on that retake. They had those couple of mollies, and they did clear out a couple of corners, but didn't seem to do enough, really, to deal with some of the players on the site itself. Allowed ENCE to just fight from the site. They never seemed too concerned about the flank through stairs either. Liquid really struggling now. And fair play to ENCE. They had a bit of a slow start here, but they haven't let that be an issue for them whatsoever.
The pick of Liquid with Anubis to come. ENCE continue their strong performances. The job's not done yet, however. So much early aggression towards B in these rounds from ENCE. And the Mac 10 will make its way towards A. Loudly as well. But still they'll present towards B. More silent on this occasion. Oh, the Rainway continues to trouble. Madden swinging. There are so many flashbangs coming as well. DR gets some cheap information, and St. Pius has posted up with that AWP. Things going from bad to worse for Team Liquid. ENCE throw a spanner in the works, but still delivering on the same intention towards B. Only 3 remain for Liquid now. 1 minute on the clock for them, and it's their turn to choose to disengage. Expecting a stack of Liquid players on this B bomb site. Nertz with presence in mid will make it hard for the rotation to happen. You can see the angles Yakindar's looking at, but he's got to hold down. Nertz delivering as he often does. 17 frags for him. Top of the server at the moment. Play for Madden on 18. Maybe he can match him with what remains of this round. Patsy and OC. For 35 seconds. They're keeping it close enough to potentially steal this round away. No, it's still lurking in mid as his teammates reposition.
Ooh, 20 seconds. Snappy making noise towards A. He will go down at the hands of Patsy, and OC aware elsewhere. I mean, St. Pius will get onto B for free, but it's a 1-on-2 after he gets this bomb down, and OC will have him pinned in position. Patsy also closing the distance. They should know exactly where St. Pius is, and they make sure they don't swing at the same time. They just about bait out that shot and secure their 10th round. Much needed there for Team Liquid.
Yeah, and they've broken the money of the money. Like, D has got $50 in the bank here. So this situation is going to be quite interesting. There could be time for a catch-up. There is a delay. 2 AWPs have been secured. Maybe a little util as well. But indeed, Liquid will make it to double figures. It's been a difficult second half for them so far, but they aren't too far away from that score. And this scenario might just have the right ingredients for a short comeback.
Yeah, a little surprised to see ENCE so split there in the 3-on-2 late in the round. Thought they might be better off just trying to stick together and trading, especially after they got a man advantage from the initial B trades. Again, just constantly trying to get Rainwaker out of there in the early round. But it is a force buy from ENCE. They're still happy to go with this, and we know they're no strangers to going for some pacey plays. That might be required in this round with 3 Tech-9s.
How do they close the gap? How do they close the distance? There are smokes. Can bounce off that A sign to allow them to approach. Give some one-ways as well. OC avoids, sees many targets, dispatches one of them as well, and can raise the alarm to his teammates. 2 AWPs in the round for Liquid. The wrong players falling could make things awkward for them. Patsy here to hold down that short position. He eats the biggest flashbang, but still completely blind, delivers a very important frag. They would have been in so much trouble if he got dropped there.
Counter-terrorists win.
Oh boy. I'll be honest, my monitor's gone black, James. I don't know what's happening. Am I still here?
Oh, well, I can hear you, sadly.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. Back in the
welcome
game.
back. Mine
Literally went black just as all the kills happened. That was sad for me.
Nice. Not awkward at all.
Was it a fun round?
Well, it was a great round, yeah. It was awesome.
Oh, I'm sad I missed out.
The money sucks for ENCE now. This is a round for Liquid to build, and things are only going to get more interesting as we go into the dying rounds of this game of Vertigo.
This is a rough one.
That guy was in orbit.
You got sent. This is looking much better for Liquid then. Nice to see OC getting onto that angle earlier in the round. It's really strong, that scaffold position with the AWP. You saw he could just dodge the flash, quickly flick back. Now Yakindar looking for a cleanup. Maybe not as clean as he was hoping for, but Naf will do all the work with the dualies instead, just as Liquid drew that one up, I'm sure.
Right tool for the job there.
Wonder if double AWP's the solution then. Having Naf on that sniper maybe could allow you to stop those early B fights that have been going against you. If you send him over to assist on B early. Might full sense to go deeper into their playbook here.
Promising start. Momentum certainly with Liquid now. So much aggression from ENCE towards that B-bomb site. Trying to change things up, show a different gear, but on this occasion, Liquid are ready for it.
I like this. Fullback from Patsy, you've got the man advantage. OC really starting to deliver as this game goes on. A couple of opening kills in recent rounds for him now. And now with that smoke back up, you can more confidently peek over the top. Angle here, he lines up two. Patsy finally traded, but that is far too much damage for ENCE to handle in this round. They've got to try and come back from a 2v4 now.
OC lurking is always going to be a problem. So many angles where he can fall back as well, but he's not even needed just yet with that smoke plate. I bet they can't wait for those one ways to go. What is there left for Snappy to do then? Try and do some damage maybe. Risks dying after time otherwise. Nathaniel Kindar in the red. But OC will stop the rots. 4 players standing for Liquid at the end of the round, and suddenly we are all tied up.
See the power of that ramp smoke onto the sandbags. You see why so many teams like to throw that. You can either use it to play from further back and look out for feet below, or you can just go for that little peek up above and you'll get just that slightest of gaps. And it can be very hard to spot you on the other side of it. As you were saying, we'll see how that goes in CS2, but for now, still very powerful. And ENCE have to go for a half buy here. Pistols and nades is all they can afford. Liquid, maybe aware of that fact, decide to play back from the site, playing from range early in this round.
Tech9, man. Anything is possible with a Tech9. You could win the lottery with just a Tech9. Dihar's ticket redeems no prizes on this occasion. What's his plan, OC? Legs heading in this direction, but look at the frags come through. No chance of a bomb plant. Don't know how they found all those angles around the smoke, but they certainly did. And now Team Liquid find themselves in the lead again. This is their pick of Vertigo in this best of 3 series, and it looked like they might be losing it, but suddenly they find themselves in the lead.
Now they've turned this round fantastically here. 5 out of the last 6 rounds have gone the way of Liquid. Really, we're just seeing them dominate in a lot of these recent rounds. Been a couple of rounds where ENCE have got 0 kills or 1 kill maximum. Has been a real turnaround here on the Liquid side, and those early fights are just looking so good from them. They're denying any of those early plays from ENCE that were working earlier. The big question now ahead of this gun round is, do we see ENCE go back to pressuring that B site early? That is where they found a lot of success earlier. Liquid have been countering that a little more effectively in recent rounds. ENCE have gone back to A in some of these. Looks like we are just going to see a slower start this time from ENCE. Ooh, warning shots.
Yeah, got to be careful. Maybe do a bit of baiting, though, as we see OC is posted up with the AWP, inviting a punish. Trying to lay a trap. Just the 1 grenade for now. Sure, Rainwaker's having nightmares already. Bit of deja vu, maybe. Believes in his angle.
Just over a minute. Those 4 AKs on the CT side. Such a scary sight. Patsy there looked like he ate that flash from his teammate. Probably didn't get any info off of it. And Liquid will be happy to tuck back here with 48 seconds left. ENCE taking a much slower approach to this round, but what is the end goal? That's what Liquid will be trying to figure out. They're not making any moves in the mid round, but now Yakindar's getting close. He might get flashed in here.
The timing. 30 seconds on the clock. This is very oppressive indeed. They still find an angle though, but there's so much more work to do. Liquid are on the side. Nav trying to cut the numbers down, but St. Pius will trade frag. Oh boy, this could be everything if it needs to be. Bombs on the floor already, and so are most events. Down to the 1v1, 14 seconds. The grenade doesn't go where it was meant to. Patsy versus Snappy for game points or a tied scoreline. He's got to kit Patsy, but how fast is he? Snappy covering most of his body. He can't take even a single bullet with his 14 HP. Now it's the next hit win, surely. And Patsy will be the one to make it happen. Game point for Liquid. Been a big fight from round to round on Vertigo. And many of these rounds, ENCE have looked very strong indeed, but it's Team Liquid against 15 first.
Got to give props to Rainwaker there in a position he's struggled in on that B site as the anchor. He's been hit in a bunch of rounds. This time, he keeps his nerve in that quad position. Makes sure he just gets those 2 kills required. And then Snappy so low on health at the end, even with the right idea, the right crosshair placement. It was just a little low. Wasn't high enough for the immediate headshot he was hoping for, that he needed. And so it comes down to a position that Patsy can win. OC looking for a pick into ramp. Won't find it. He'll go back. ENCE might be trying to take this control quickly here with the utility they're using. I think that smoke from Patsy might slow them down, though. In the meantime, mid could also be an option. Yakindar just threw that nade from up top, so be aware of that possibility. He needs to be a little careful. They are creeping up on the side of him. And here is that boost. Very aware of Yakindar's possible position. They won't find the fight. How is Madden here? This is crazy.
This is absolutely crazy, and surely OC's never going to see him. He might get 2. 1 will be enough. Behind enemy lines. Really behind. How do you even play this out now if you're Team Liquid? Do they even understand what Madden is? Doesn't look like they do, but Yakindar's still alive somehow. He has to get this kill. Big swing from him. Madden's running low on the bullets now. Down to the clock. That could be enough. Nurse has made his way through as well. This is chaos. 2 remain for Liquid. Rainmaker down to 5. Yakindar on 13. Bomb planted. How much is there left in this round? If the money, OC's got 2,200, 2,100, but surely they have to go for it. Mathematically, I would imagine they kind of have to. How on earth did he find his way behind enemy lines like that?
Oh, not going to happen on the retake then. Molly was good, but no one there to hold it. And Rainmaker will decide the AK is worth more than anything else, even with the money. You can't buy that AK on the CT side. But that is all about Madden just sneaking in. And in the structured rounds, Liquid have been so good. They've been able to stay on top. So the fact that Madden sneaks by like that is absolutely massive. It opens up the round tremendously. Rainmaker tried his best getting a couple of kills back, but it just gets thrown into pandemonium. You see they're looking the wrong way. They're getting caught off guard. Not enough for Team Liquid, and so we go the distance here on the first map of this series. Round 30 is required. Can ENCE take it to overtime?
Rainmaker in that usual position. No airstrike this time. Just a sudden surge, and he has been spotted. Snappy there to finish off the job there. Brutal AK work from ENCE, and St. Pius is here to keep the bomb site open. 3 versus 2 now. We have a rotation from his teammates, and ENCE is still creeping in mid, as he often is. That is a big delivery from ENCE. Leaves Patsy in the clutch then. Has he been spotted by St. Pius? He certainly has. Needs to get his second 1v1 before ENCE activates, making his way in from mid, but St. Pius will be enough. And we are not done with Vertigo just yet. A late comeback from ENCE. And honestly, huge credit to that prior round on that A bomb site. That was everything for this.
Yeah, Madden has been really important here for ENCE. Was massive for them in the first half, and then comes through with that big round there. And in round 30, again, they're just so aware of how Rainmaker is likely to play that B site. They're so aware of his angle that they can run up on him. Even with Liquid having multiple players backing him up, the trades are good for ENCE. We go to overtime, and Liquid have to stick on that CT side. Madden sneaking up early. Utility used here for ENCE to try and get this control. There is a gap, and OC punishes. Madden not fully ready for the AWP to be on that angle, while Patsy's got to be a little careful. That smoke will force Snappy away.
It's a great angle from Naf. Gets the warning of the shadow as well. Very strong indeed. Oh, the bomb carrier, but he's still brave enough to finish off the job there. Yakindar repositioning. He has got the information. Just about gets it for free. Oh, ENCE gets exploded as well. Team Liquid will be expecting. That could be the difference maker. Great flick from OC. Dependable with that AWP. Dihar and Snappy remain. Yakindar drop though. Rainmaker repositioning. There's that bomb carrier gone. 29 seconds for Snappy to try and find a clutch. Was given a sound cue away. They know exactly where he is now, and the net will close very quickly indeed. Liquid take the first round in overtime in this first map.
Yeah, a little scrappy there on both sides. But OC got that initial pick and definitely helped. Patsy played such a committed position there, especially once he spotted the head. It's not a fight that's favorable for you with the M4. So he went down. It was back to that 4v4. But then you just see Liquid having so much backup arriving on that bomb site. Kindar looked like he ran through the smoke while blind. It was maybe a team flash in there. Got a little awkward. But they stayed on top. Just that spam through the smoke made sure that it was only Snappy left. No progress to be made there for ENCE towards the bomb site. For Liquid, Kindar having a solid game, but OC top of the board right now. Really good sign for Liquid to see their AWP shine. See if they can keep it up here, as they are 1 round up right now in this first overtime.
You really don't want to drop the first map in a single elimination bracket. That much is for sure. Margins for failure are non-existent. You could see the urgency from your Kindar there, dropping that incendiary. Wasn't sure if a rush was coming or not, but that's some colossal damage with that grenade. That paid for itself 4 times over right there. If they can follow up on the promise of that grenade. Late boost coming through. Your Kindar drops some tires for free. There'll be right support for him as well. And now Kindar will go and look for that. Flash won't go deep enough for Naf. Snappy will wait for his time to shine. ENCE continues to close in on his A bomb site. Magnetized to it after all the action from B earlier on, and there's Patsy dealt with. No way to trade that one, and the smoke starts to go up for a bomb plant on this bomb site.
Oh, Naf has found the angle. He's so blind though, he jumps to his death into a 2-on-2, but OC still has the cross, but Madden hits the headshot. What a shot coming out from the AK. And now Rainwaker in one of these rare A retakes. He hasn't been in this position often, but he can't deliver. Madden with another massive play for ENCE as he puts them on the board in overtime.
Huge plays on the bomb site. Very comfortable there, it seems. Starts to slip away once again, doesn't it? $16 apiece. Who takes the lead into the second half?
I don't know. Let's find out, James. I don't want to put my money on the line. That's for sure.
Not everybody's upgraded their pistol in this last round. Always worth observing. Everybody's got the money to do it, but not everybody has. A 5.7 over a USP could be a difference maker in a round such as this.
OC back to this position, very strong with the AWP if you can establish it early. The ENCE will definitely have to be aware of as this round goes on. Damage onto Rainwaker, but this time he's slightly wider, and that is something that Snappy isn't expecting, and now they can see B is pretty clear. OC should be aware that he needs to be ready on this A side.
Rainwaker's often been static in that position. It's a great time in the last round of overtime to get a little more aggressive. Use that false sense of security. 45 seconds for the remainder of ENCE to find their way back into this round. Slowly edging forward. Utility on both sides for combat. Not everyone is committed here, though, as we can see. Naf is still in position. Does the jumping. Oh, that's a big dome from ENCE. Have they seen the bomb, Liquid? Rainwaker still looking towards that mid position, dropping incendiaries onto the site to try and buy some space and time. ENCE moving forward, though. He's being spotted. Now we're down to 1. Just Patsy remaining. Moving through from that mid position. 8 seconds to plant this bomb. Things are getting real nervous now.
Bomb has been planted.
4 HP for ENCE. No nades left for Patsy, but what if he finds one on the floor? He's got the kits. And they've got the boost. It's waiting for him, edging forward. I don't think he saw ENCE. Does he go for a full defuse hit? Oh, ENCE, just a hard man to find that last shot on, but he's got to hold on to it, surely. How else does he win the round versus 2? Not on this occasion. ENCE in the lead at half-time. Really rough situation for Liquid there.
That was still so scary for ENCE, though, when both your players are that low. But I kind of like that they go back to stairs, because it's that sort of headshot angle. You saw how hard ENCE was to hit. They just could not finish him off. And that means that it is ENCE coming into the second half of overtime with the slight lead. They're actually going to go for the double AWP setup here. Try and see if they can get their first CT round of overtime. Flash in. Snappy looking for that gap in the smoke again. Some bias took big damage there on his AWP. Down to 36 health early. While Liquid look like they should be good to get this ramp control, slowly using utility. See, some Pius has been forced back by that molly. ENCE again using utility back though. Some Pius is going to use that molly to establish himself on this angle again. And do ENCE decide to push all the way down? We'll wait and see.
This has been a big dump for ENCE in terms of the util.
Very nice.
Yeah, with that, I think it pays off. A fight for position with that util. So important on Vertigo. Not much left for them as Team Liquid looks to encroach on B. What remains of Liquid, that is. Dihar still in the smoke now. Snappy tries to run distraction, but Dihar is found. No sneaking onto that B bomb site. 3-on-2, advantage ENCE. Snappy creeping through the smoke, but OC is ready for it. But not fast enough. Your Kindar's been dropped, and now he's in the clutch. 30 seconds on plant pressure. Pius creeping ever closer. Might just find an angle here through this. Ooh, doesn't see the silhouette moving through the smoke. Ooh. Okay then, down to the 1v1. Had to be a quick scope from St. Pius. Just the scope wasn't enough. Now OC could be lurking behind that smoke. He's close enough to go for a no-scope again. Tied around the corner he goes, but Nertz will be ready for him. 18 and a game point for ENCE.
Oh, that scope from Some Pius was nearly so costly. Snuck up so far onto the site. I think he's trying to show that he was maybe a little confused as to why he couldn't see that final player, but as soon as he scopes in, OC turns around, hits the no-scope. It gets scary, but it's not enough. Nertz able to hold on for his team. And ENCE with 2 opportunities to steal away Liquid's map pick. Shout out Snappy as well. That move through the smoke was really risky, but just denied the bomb plant. That made such a difference there. Let's see if ENCE can close it out here in overtime. They've got 2 chances. Sneaking up early. Some Pius caught out by OC. Snappy now under pressure. Only good for 1. Great start for Liquid.
Maybe not going as far as anyone expected it to. That molly, that'll help Madden hold his position. He could do with that help in this 3 versus 4. 2 chances to take the map now, ENCE. And upset the pick of Liquid. That's a meaty grenade indeed. Heading towards that minute mark. Still holding on to his util for now. Trying to buy some time now. Dihar holding down mid and B, while Nertz and Madden will try to defend this bomb site. They've got really good angles to stop any bomb plant, but there's still a minute on the clock.
Af might be in the perfect position. Madden looks back, but he's so low. And ENCE might start to be a little concerned that Liquid will go back at some point. 38 seconds remaining. Stick with at least 1 player here, surely. Those smokes being up means Nertz has no info right now. That means he's alone on this bomb site, and as the smokes come up, very hard for ENCE to deny here.
Smokes again for that usual bomb plant. Fake first, but that time is running low. Dihar's able to escape behind the smoke as well. Nertz trying to play off of the mayhem. There'll only be 1 man to defend. As the smokes disappear, down goes Naf, and OC will trade just in time. So nervous on this A bomb site, so dependent on these smokes as they disappear. Gets even more tense. Liquid survive another test, but there's 1 more to come.
ENCE doing everything they can. That flash in was exactly what they needed to try and deny the bomb. They do so initially, but then I think Nertz just almost tries to make the most of the chaos after Dihar got away, but he was just maybe a little too late. They were ready for him to peek. That leaves Dihar in a really tough 1-on-2. We're right back into it. Double AWP setup for ENCE to try to close this map. Feel the pressure on every round right now. Liquid cannot afford to lose their map pick. That was a team flash there onto Snappy. Chaos in the round prior, maybe bleeding into this one based on some of the plays we're seeing here. It's a nice nade. Rainwaker has had a real rough time with those nades, but at least he landed one of his own this time. Liquid look to play a slow round in a round they so desperately need to stay alive on their map pick. Question is, does someone on ENCE go aggressive at any point? Do we see the information play? Is someone bold enough to try and make the round-winning play with everything on the line? A couple of Liquid players on mid, most of them outside A ramp here.
40 seconds remain. 10 players still standing for now. Forward smoke for Snappy. Make it harder for Team Liquid to clear this bomb site. You feel it's going to soon disappear. Nuts can't hold mid. Now what? 25 seconds. Is there time to rotate this bomb? It's in the hands of OC. 3 on 3. Snappy's got a great angle. He just runs out of bullets. That's so brutal. That was the bomb. They cannot even make it to the bomb site in time. Will this be by elimination? They surely don't have time to do this properly. D-Hub with a great shot onto Rainwaker, and they'll never make it to the bomb site in time. Or will they? OC jumping in with a bomb in his hands, and that's it. It's too late. ENCE will take the first map.
ENCE hold on, and Liquid can't keep their cool at the end of it. But man, what a game from ENCE. Had to dig so deep, had to fight so hard for that one. Faced a couple of map points against them in regulation. They come through into overtime, and there were moments of that game where Liquid looked like they were in control, looked like they were starting to take over, but ENCE had those hero plays at the right time. They had Madden sneaking in behind. They had a couple of big moments that kept them in this one, and in overtime, they shine on through.
Yeah, that was quite an engaging game of Vertigo. Very unclear as to who had the advantage. I mean, after the pistol, I think it felt like ENCE were... No, sorry, it felt like Liquid were in a good position, but as we can see, they were quite evenly matched at the end of Vertigo. Just running out of time towards the end there. That forward lurk smoke from Snappy in that last round, proving brutal.
I think it was this run around, right? Liquid went from 13-10 down to 15-13 up. You thought that was going to be the difference. And then find a way to claw it into overtime. And then at the end there, I mean, listen, Yakindar, I think his in-game leading will grow over time, but you see that clock issue in the final round. Always frustrating to lose a game like that, but if you're just 5-10 seconds off with your timing, that's going to cost you. That's exactly what we saw at the end there. And unfortunately for Liquid, that could be a very costly map loss. With single elimination here, you lose your map pick, and you can be in real trouble.
Yeah, that was a crazy game of Vertigo, and every round, especially towards the end, just felt like narrow margins could go either way, but ultimately the way events in overtime, so they do manage to take the pick away of Team Liquid, which may be worrisome for them in the grand scheme of things. Again, single elimination, but they win your match, otherwise it's straight back onto the plane and off home once again. So they need to find a way to bring something strong into Anubis, which is going to be the second map of the series. Do you think they can do that?
I think there's a chance they can compete, but I remember they played it one time at Dallas, I think it was. And I don't know if it's a map really that Liquid play all that often, so it's not going to be easy here, honestly. I think ENCE are a pretty damn good Anubis team, and that was kind of my issue in this series. If Liquid don't win Vertigo, I feel like that's their best chance, and overall, ENCE's map pool is pretty damn good, so might be a tough one here.
Perhaps they had to win it in 3, only time will tell. We're going to head to a break. When we return, Anubis. We'll see you soon.
together and weaker divided. So take my hand, follow my lead. Only one way to be living young, wild and free. Living young, wild and free. Yeah. Look into the stars, look into your heart. Tell me what it is you seek. Jupiter and Mars fall into my arms. I got everything you need. Oh, don't wait too long. We don't have much time to spare. This could all be gone tomorrow. So all I need right now is your love. You're taking me higher, taking me higher. So when the moon rises and the flame is ignited, we're stronger together and weaker divided. Yeah. Take my hand, follow my lead. Only one way to be living young, wild and free. Living young, wild and free. Yeah. We don't want too much. We've just had enough. Let me live in love. Let us live in love. We don't ask for much. We've just had enough. The only thing I want for us, pure love. We can go higher. We can go higher. So when the moon rises and the flame is ignited, we're stronger together and weaker divided. Yeah. Take my hand, follow my lead. Only one way to be living young, wild and free. Living young, wild and free. Yeah.
I need you like I need air to breathe. I need you to save me from me. I'm caught in your wave, I'm drifting away. I need you to save me. Please don't let me drown. 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 Give me all of your lies, 'cause you're my demon in disguise. I learned to love the cage you keep me in, but the walls keep closing in. And I don't wanna die, but your poison feels so right. Why do I want you when you're bad for me? A perfect storm, a beautiful catastrophe. A perfect storm, a beautiful catastrophe. A perfect storm, a beautiful catastrophe.
Liquid will have to do it the hard way after dropping their pick of Vertigo in overtime to ENCE. Now it's time to play ENCE's pick of Anubis. You were saying you think ENCE are a pretty strong team on Anubis, so how much trouble might Team Liquid be in here?
Yeah, this might be tough. I think especially ENCE I've seen earlier on Anubis, they were kind of innovating a lot of the CT aggressions that you're seeing now. I remember Snappy would love to push all the way through sort of cave, all the way down through the river water area and see what he could do. So I really feel like that could be something we see come out here, just trying to be disruptive. And honestly, that first map for Liquid, it felt like they could have closed it on a couple of occasions, and just that alone is going to make it difficult here for them to stay strong in this. So I've got quite a bit of faith in ENCE here, but we've got to wait and see. First map was close. Why can't the second map be close? That's what Liquid have got to be thinking.
Yeah, perhaps the only way is up as far as the map is concerned for Team Liquid, and maybe they'll have some surprises in tow for us. I certainly hope so. Quite interested to see what Ro16 can do with the AWP on this map, how he can be and stay effective versus the likes of ENCE, who go from strength to strength. Great to see ENCE doing well. Honestly, I bought me some ENCE stickers after recent performances. I like to show my support, especially to my mate Natu, fellow sim racing fan and great team owner as well. So let's see. Team Liquid have also been to their HQ, Santa Monica way, a very long time ago. Played in their I think when Zeus was part of the team. He wasn't there when I went there, but they had their setup. So back when more online matches were played, they had their gaming room for the counterstrike team where there was a monitor above each station that the coach could control. So if they had to show like a grenade or a strat or something, he could show it on all their screens above their positions. Obviously, the tournament circuit meant that they never got to use it, really. Actually, no, he was there watching anime on the big screen. Anyway, ENCE will go straight onto the A-bomb site. Starting all the way in, a smoke up top, and he's got a 5-man retake versus a 5-man hold. Make it 3. OC with 2 headshots through the smoke. Nasty work from him, but there's more to do. All Kevlar for these CTs. No one was holding that angle for Rainmaker, and so Pius almost finds himself a second, but Naf will drop him as well. No kit for these CTs, so someone better get on that bomb. Clearing the bomb site now as they move through, nurtured by the pillar. Snappy in the choke point, but Yakinda to come in from the back and deal with both of them. Liquid on the board early. Didn't have so much success with the pistol round in the last map, but this one starts with promise.
Very well handled there by Team Liquid. If you are going to play pretty passively like that on a bomb site in a pistol, I love if you have a little plan, a little cheeky play in mind, and that boost for OC was exactly that. It got them those first 2 kills on the retake, and that really just put them on their best foot forwards. And from that point, Yakinda arrives really late on the flank, and that's just something that ENCE are clearly not expecting. So great start for Liquid. Now, when I've seen ENCE play this map in the past, they go for a lot of set plays on their T side. They love to do that on some other maps too. It's definitely one of their strengths here on Anubis. See if that comes out early, because ENCE pretty heavily grouped outside A early here.
Lucky escape for Rainmaker. I say lucky, he is jiggling accordingly.
It might have been a dink through the wall.
It sounded like it.
Yeah, only did
it's a pretty thick wall, though, you know?
Indeed.
These ancient buildings made of sterner stuff. Got quite medium density fiberboard.
Wouldn't have any problems with your neighbors making noise with those walls. Honestly, good counter utility here from Liquid. It looks like they were very ready for an early set play here from ENCE. Suggests to me Liquid have done their homework, denied some of that utility ENCE provided, and now ENCE will snake their way back over towards B. This looks like a pretty good call right now. Only 1 CT here. What's the timing like on Naf's incendiary, though? It's beautiful. They've been denied again.
Liquid showing some great control. Really burning the time, but it's more than that. And he's burning hammers as well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, indeed. The frag still going the way of ENCE, despite the reads from Team Liquid, despite the utility, they can't stop them from taking the bomb site by force. Eventually, Rainmaker desperately trying to save a rifle. Things will only become worse for Team Liquid, looking to get reset in round 2. Disastrous start to a CT side on any map.
That is rough for Team Liquid. No other way of saying it, really. Honestly, good round from ENCE. Considering how many of their plans seem to get stalled and slowed, they were just able to get into B so quickly after that incendiary faded. It kind of looked like NAF was maybe changing position. I couldn't really tell, honestly. It was hard to keep track. It happened so quickly. They got NAF out of there so soon that even though Liquid was starting to rotate back to B, they didn't get there in time because they lost their anchor so quickly. So, a bit of a shame there for Liquid, but that is the strength of ENCE grouping up. Yeah, it looks like there was a smoke down, which is maybe why NAF got caught in an awkward engagement. That meant the rotate was being watched for. And now ENCE with a great chance to try and reset that CT economy early.
So, if Rainmaker dies here, I don't know how much rotation we see. There are 3 players ready. Initial engagement is not fatal though, so there's space for rotation. OC's being very active with that scout. CR being careful. You could also make his way through B. Nurse is waiting for it. So far, so good for ENCE. Plenty of detail, limited risk. See the bombs nowhere near either bomb site. Safely making its way over towards B though, which won't have much in the name of challenge here. So momentum will be with ENCE early in this game of Anubis.
Yeah, no drama in this round for ENCE. This ain't a reality show. I'm happy with that. And for Team Liquid, pretty tough, honestly. They're going to have to think of what could have been, or maybe not think of what could have been, because that'll make them sad. Even juggling away this rifle, making sure that Liquid save precious little from this round. Good start for ENCE then. Excited to see how they are approaching Anubis now. I don't think I've seen them on this map in a little while, in terms of a proper full game, personally. They did play the Cologne, I believe. Yeah, they won it against G2. So, good sign going forwards. I really think this is a map that can suit them, because on T side, you definitely can go for a lot of set plays if you want to. Seen teams go for executes towards B quite a lot. Maybe some mid-control at times, but definitely think it's a map that ENCE have adapted well to. See if that is the case. As for Team Liquid, what have they got up their sleeve in this round? Scout from OC. ENCE seem pretty happy to just spread out and wait for any fights to come to them here.
Anubis is the good kind of bright.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, nice work, Naf and Patsy. Found themselves 2 rifles. This choke point needs to be dealt with. Kindar getting another one. Down to a 2-on-2. That's a fast-firing T250 as well. Nerds is not shy to go in there and do the work. Almost an ace. Indeed, it will be for Nerds, dealing with all the assailants. Delivering all the frags that were necessary for ENCE there. Didn't see all of them, but doesn't matter. The job was done. 3-1 for ENCE. Team Liquid will be back on the buy, and that will feel like an eon waiting for that to happen after those crappy rounds for them. But here we are.
Yeah, Nerds up to 10k now. He will be the bank on the ENCE side after that previous success he just found. As for Liquid, finally rifles out into this round. They will have to look to make up for that prior round loss that put them on the back foot early on their CT side. So this time, ENCE more happy to spread out into a default. The first full gun round, and that is a great kill from Diha. Rainwaker has been put under pressure a lot throughout this series. 0 and 5 right now at the start of this map. ENCE continuing to pressure him, and that works out here early.
It could all be a little more stretched out across the map then. I think they work together to try and trade frag and hold position. It's going to be very hard wherever the pressure comes from. Oh dear, Snappy going in dry, then your Kindar dropped, and Nerds will be here to deliver as well. But OC able to turn it around, just running into the bullets for that second kill, it seemed like, and things will turn around so quickly indeed. Bomb getting planted though, the B-bomb site still in the hands of ENCE, but what a fast moving round. OC making his way over, holding angles, waiting for Patsy to join him. No kits for these players, can't see one on the site either. Madden falls back now. What of these CTs? Slowly creeping in. ENCE playing the bomb for the most parts, and Pice with a clean flick. There's no way. What is the go here for OC? Make it expensive for the T's, maybe. He'll do that at the very least. Looking for some Pius as well, but it will be the 4th round for ENCE regardless. Strong entries into that bomb site. It became close again very quickly. We didn't see all of the kills there. Fast moving round, but ENCE are looking very dangerous in the mid to late game.
Yeah, loving the pace of ENCE's plays, honestly. Like, even when they're not going for a round immediately, where they go for a set play, they're just really quick with their movements into bomb sites and really quick with their team play at times. And I think we saw similar from Vitality earlier, and it's something that a lot of the top teams have. An ability to be really successful with your trading is oftentimes what can be the difference at the top level. So good to see that from ENCE there. They get into a 2v2, which is favorable for them in that post plant. And for Liquid, money is again a little awkward in this round. OC will have that saved rifle. Players will buy a few pistols. But Liquid have got to get in the game soon here, otherwise this could spiral out of control for them.
See the urgency from NAF, but there's only so much Liquid can really do here. OC's over towards A with the M4. Can't imagine he'll be looking to sacrifice that in this round. Level of detail is great to see from ENCE. Minimizing opportunity for Liquid to capitalize really on anything. So a very stunted start for Liquid in this game of Anubis so far. Haven't seen too many bright spots or buy rounds really. But the score is, it's a roaring start for ENCE. They are absolutely off to the races on this game of Anubis.
Yeah, just a couple of kills needed against the Pistols. Snappy this time leading the charge. I am low-key waiting for one of the Snappy SMG rounds. I feel like so often you'll see him just running in first with a MAC-10, especially with those speedy plays that ENCE like to run. He'll do it with the AK in this round, and it still proves effective. And I guess when you have 5 alive, you don't really need to worry too much about the economy, so rifles can continue for ENCE for quite a while now with the money they've built up. Wonder if it's time for Liquid to switch things up and go for a bit of earlier aggression. Because the way they were sitting back at the start of other rounds doesn't seem to be paying off for them. And this one obviously just pistols, so always going to be tough to defend against the AK early. Here comes another buy from Liquid, and really do with getting around soon here. 5-1 down already, and showing us what they're made of on Anubis.
Multiple targets, but there's a 3rd man here as well. Your Kindar, right place, right time. That's the kind of shutdown that Liquid needs. OC lost, but they have the information. They know there's at least 2 more CTs. Yakinda forced into the open, and there's one more to go. Where is Patsy? Nappy swinging with the flash. It's a beautiful combo from Naf, though, with the HE grenade. Stranglehold on this B bomb site. Team Liquid picked the right one to reinforce on this occasion. ENCE's fast play has failed.
Well, there are still options for ENCE. They can rotate that bomb back round. Seems like they've realized that B site felt a little too reinforced. So Madden will play across the map. That could force the CTs into splitting up here. Some bias is also on this mid lurk. Do they expect this split from the T side? They have no idea. Freebie for some bias. It's into a 2-on-2. That A bomb site is open, but Rainwaker finally comes in from behind. Still a chance for Madden, though, in the 1-on-2.
Ships passing in the night. Some info for Madden at the very least. A lot of places he could be. But where is likely base on the bomb plant? Questions for Liquid to answer. They both have kits. They both have smokes. And an incendiary. There's a lot they could do. You don't want to get caught with a grenade in your hand, though. Patsy clearing angles now as they start to realize where he might be. Smoke on the site. Where is the cover? There's Rainwaker dealt with now, but surely Patsy's going to find the defuse before Madden can find Patsy. Second round on the board for Liquid, but only one player survives. A very expensive round for them. And especially with that bomb plant, the T side can keep that monetary pressure up. So that could be a curse in disguise. They're going to have to build on that round win immediately. Otherwise, they're going to be in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, it got really awkward there in the mid round with Rainwaker being behind some bias, but a bomb planted on the far side just made it a little too tricky for Madden to win the round. So more like it from Liquid, but as you were saying, pressure is very much still on them. Anubis, currently the only T-sided map we have in the pool. I think that's a nice place to have it, honestly. I kind of like where Anubis is settled. It's a lot of fun to see how the CTs approach a map where maybe you do need to take a few more risks at times. I think Vertigo is maybe slightly T-sided as well, actually. That's pretty 50-50. But on Anubis, you're kind of aiming for 9 rounds on T-side a lot of the time. Which I think is an interesting place to be in. Here we are back into the gun rounds, though. Warps out on both sides. And ENCE again, happy to spread across the map early. This boost looks good, but OC off the mark, and Rainwaker gets spammed through the smoke because of it.
Most unfortunate for Liquid. That's exactly the kind of mayhem that ENCE are looking for. That's in a rough spot now. Trying to cover mid with an MP9. Can't really take a duel. They'll have to go the long way. They are falling. They are dropping like flies in this round. Naf versus the world. MP9 better have a sharp horn because he's got so much to do. The pre-fire DR is nice, but won't do the job. Every time he shows presence, the T's will take all the map control they need. And that is the last thing they needed. They have some money, Liquid, but by no means is it good.
Yeah, definitely not. And just the difference getting that early kill can make sometimes is really rough. And honestly, ENCE have been getting the opening kill in almost every round, in a lot of their round wins. Rainwaker not having his best game here, 1-7. Got a bit unfortunate in that round, being the bottom of the tower when the top man misses. Couldn't get out in time. It is Liquid back down to pistols. He would have probably heard those steps down below. Snappy just taking a bit of map control, or keeping that map control elsewhere. There is a stack in play right now for Team Liquid over on A, and Snappy is being forced away from B. Naf showing confidence there, maybe false confidence, because he didn't have any backup. That might bait ENCE into running into this A stack here.
Guns out, Sivu play. The Pius in with the Julies. Snappy here to clean up. Still a dangerous trap. 5-7's always quite dicey, and Naf is capable. Oh, no, it just takes one straight away. Madden will trade, and that is all that they need to do. That's all they need to deliver. They've still got money in the bank. Team's still happy. Single LM, extra pressure. Players always asked about pressure in interviews, always talk about pressure in the commentary. A single LM from the get-go is just something you don't see too often. But very fascinating to watch. AKs are out once more for ENCE. 7-2, a very good lead, but there's still time for it to disappear in this first half.
I'm very interested to see if we get a reduction in upsets in like the early round of this tournament. Whether that does affect the top teams, the fact that they know they could go out at any moment. So far, I think we've had quite a few of the favorites playing very well. And ENCE, who I have to say are favorites in this matchup, following that trend with the 7-2 lead. ENCE have just been sticking with this default. It's been working well for them. Then later in the round, they'll figure out exactly if they want to make an opening move, if they can find a fight. There's a flash from mid there, thrown by Snappy, and OC, well, he lands the shot, but even through the wall, again, little damage. Not much penetration there. Meanwhile, ENCE happy to run the clock down. 53 seconds. Still no significant damage done in this one. Do we get any aggression from Liquid? That's my question. 40 seconds left. Do they go for an info play? Doesn't look like it. They seem pretty happy sat on their sites right now.
27 seconds. Trying to delay. D-Heart will open things up. The push comes into B at the same time. Bomb not spotted yet. Kindar wondering which way to look. Knife is out. Has no idea whether to rotate or hold the bomb site or either choke point. The timing works swimmingly for ENCE thus far, but OC's in the clutch, and we've seen him clutch before. 1v2. Oh, it didn't need much. Just as the smoke's disappearing, Madden's indecisive, and that gives OC the kill. One more to find, all versus all, but Senpaius shuts it down quickly.
Damn. It all happened so fast. It all happened so fast at the end of the round. I mean, what can you really say? Liquid just struggling here in this initial fight. And then this crunch into B. Well taken. OC doing decent work there with that one shot, but not enough. I think D-Heart getting that kill over towards A at that moment might have caused that bit of chaos, right? Rainwaker probably starting to communicate there's something towards A so late in the round. Everyone else trying to figure things out, but good coordination from ENCE. They stay calm under that pressure, splitting into B. And with an 8-2 lead here, Liquid's chances at Gamers8 are slowly falling away from them. Taking a timeout to try and figure it out. And there's that Mac 10 from Snappy. I was waiting to see how long it would take for that to come out. See if he is flying in first in this one. I think Snappy might be the new SMG man at the pro level. Now that Sanji's gone, I feel like Snappy might be the person that picks it up the most. Snappy's up there, I think. Oh, Snappy melted this time, so no Mac 10 fun. Madden will trade. Ooh. That's a great shot from OC.
P250, no less. Can't really protect these weapons too much. Now, oh, that's not what he planned for, but that might work out in his favor. That might be what he planned for. Either way, this won't be what he planned for. Your Kindar coming in from the back, and now there are weapons to collect, but the CTs have already rotated elsewhere. They're trying to stop this bomb plant, maybe. Those rifles won't be collected, but your Kindar's got himself an AK-47. He's all got Kevlar as well. Senpaius needs to stay alive, positioning himself as well as he can. D-Heart has to cover. Surely, yes, your Kindar. Now it's the pistol, the 5.7. That will be enough. That's hiding for now. Oh, that's such a tight angle for D-Heart. Really had to deliver there, and he did. He keeps the foot on the backs of Team Liquid and extends the lead to 9. That was a dangerous one. That was a nervous one. That was a narrowly won one, but it was won by ENCE, and they keep that string going.
Yeah, that got real close under the circumstances. This flank from Yakindar you thought might be the difference maker. Sampius gets dealt with on the site, but Dihar able to trade, just about able to win the one-on-one as well. And even if it's narrow round wins, every round win for ENCE puts them closer and closer here with a 9-2 lead now. And honestly, ENCE have had no reason to change from this similar default setup across the map, making sure that they have every area covered early. And we really haven't seen that much CT aggression from Liquid. We'd like to see something like that here in one of these gun rounds at some point. Maybe this will be the round for it, but Nert's not blinded. Doesn't matter. Yakindar gets the opening kill. Oh, but Rainwaker caught out on A. Dihar is going to be traded. That's what they needed. OC brings it back. An advantage now for Liquid, at least for the time being. Adam wants to fight himself. He spots Naf, but Naf handles him. This looks good for Liquid.
Completely wild. ENCE pushing both bomb sites at the same time and not showing the bomb in either direction. Like, where do you rotate your men? Especially with only 3 remaining. Which one are you supposed to defend? Noise has been cut in both directions. Not sure if this scope was heard. Now the bomb's finally been spotted and dropped from the hands of Snappy. But that is a very oppressive way to play Anubis. Really fun to watch, but very hard for Liquid to decide. Again, let's not forget that round we saw earlier on where Yakindar was almost doing 360s, trying to figure out which way to go. Finally survived the test, Liquid, and put another round on the board. Still 6 possible. And maybe that'll be enough. Can be night and day between the first half and the second, but there is one more full buy for ENCE to keep that pressure up. AKs, well, an AK in the hands of Patsy, just the one. Oh, from ENCE as the flashes come through. That timing is sublime. Again, ENCE, we saw on Vertigo, those fast plays towards B, always looking for an early frag, always trying to oppress, and the same happens here now. St. Pius almost tickling that spot, but he's able to escape there, but no position is so deep on this bomb site in the meantime. Look at the panic here. There's so many angles to cover. ENCE are all over Anubis.
Liquid just don't have any map control in this round. Mid gets lost. Dihar goes for a drop down and gets dealt with, but they move in everywhere on the ENCE side. Rainwaker's sitting here wondering what's going on in this round. Doesn't get any action on A, and all his teammates are gone. Just going to have to be the save for him here. Really good performance from ENCE, and I think it is important they have a strong showing at this event still, because they do normally do well in the tournaments they get to play. Sometimes people maybe sleep on them slightly. So if they can consistently make it deep in these events, start to earn the respect that they deserve. Waker not able to get anything at the end there. Nertz denies. 14 for 7 now, Nertz. Great game from him so far.
End of the line must be in the back of the minds of Team Liquid. Single elimination. ENCE are looking unstoppable on Anubis. But hey, the T side could be where the strength is for both these squads. So again, we could see something similar. I'd be impressed if it was as aggressive as we're seeing from ENCE. But if they can get enough rounds on their CT side, then who knows what is to come in that second half. 5 is all they can go for now. But it's surely a must for Team Liquid if they can figure out a way to shut down ENCE. How do you shut down a team who are aggressively pushing both bomb sites at the same time with no sniff of the bomb itself? A team that's willing to play like that. What is the solution? I don't know. 3 will start in the B bomb site for Liquid, as we saw in a prior round. 2-man swing in the water immediately, and Yakindar is going on a country stroll. This might be it just here. Avoids the flashbang. He's got a teammate in tow as well. Avoids another flashbang. Here comes that 2-man swing from ENCE, and Rainwaker's playing please no on his B bomb site. The MP9 will stand for now, but there's so many more players coming his way.
Oh, further kills come in. And they should be aware of this flank possibility with Yakindar spotted earlier. Indeed, smoke up so early. It's a Hail Mary with the flash through the smoke. The Dihar wins that duel and puts this round well and truly to bed. I think there is a rifle here for Naf to recover. Yeah, just a bit of a shame there. I think it's the right idea from Yakindar to make that aggressive play. The timing slightly off and catches players dropping down. And then that means that as he tries to go back, there's really no cover once you commit up through that water. So you are really all in on that aggression, and you see how quickly it goes against them. Quick response from ENCE as well. 11-3. This is looking very convincing now for ENCE.
Here's the tag. Oh, he delivers on this occasion. They could really do with a 4th round hit, but Snappy's got something to say about this A-hold. Meanwhile, there's a top flash in the swing. Yakindar will be waited for. The flash will be avoided. Have they seen the bomb, though? There are 3 players on the radar, but I don't know how many were visible. Look at how the grenade falls at Naf's feet and the molly behind him. It's so oppressive. I'm honestly very impressed with just how merciless ENCE are on this T side of Anubis.
Still a 3v3 here. So at least a chance for Liquid, but you're right, just the way ENCE are playing is so scary right now. Now Liquid go for the info play, but Sunpius with the immediate denial. Another shot from Sunpius. And Patsy sat there in the corner hoping they come to him. Even if they do, the FAMAS is going to have to put in a shift here. Bomb's not even coming, B. Doesn't matter, Madden lands the final shot. ENCE looking so good individually and as a team right now. They are just outclassing Liquid on this map, and Liquid have got to change that if they want to stay in this tournament.
That is a superb half of Counter-Strike. Superb. The most engaging that I think we've seen all day, despite Vitality's antics earlier on. I think that is just a masterclass from ENCE. Utterly a beautiful work that we just witnessed from them. Full control, and just shows great synergy on the team as well to be this good on one of the newest maps in the map pool. And that not everybody is comfortable with just yet, but ENCE have put the work in, and it shows. It shines in this first half of Anubis. Of course, second half to come, but again, this could be the end of the line for Team Liquid unless they can find a miracle during this break. Liquid are getting lit up like Apollo Creed in his last fight. They're still in it though, not out just yet. Head is off the canvas for the time being, and there is a glimmer of hope. And surely much of it is in this pistol round. So let's see what they can do. ENCE with a wonderful half of counterstrike, but all change once we switch sides. Then again, perhaps not. Nice angle being held by Nert. Smoke on the site, and that will allow these teams to move in. Cavalry is on the way. Kindar looking to deliver. Sampaio trying to get his reload in, but Patsy says no. 3 remain then for ENCE. Putting in work though. Dihar and Nert's down to a 2-on-2. There isn't a kit, and Snappy's just creeping slowly, delivering that last headshot. Team Liquid will be denied the pistol. A flank from Snappy, always taking the high-risk positions, and this time it pays off.
And Nertz continues his fine form on this map, all the way up to 20 kills in just 16 rounds played. And it's having a lot of players in the right positions there. And as you pointed out, that flank from Snappy really felt like it was the final nail in the coffin in the round. And maybe one of the final nails in the Team Liquid coffin here at Gamers8. They are facing elimination if they can't come back in this map. They are currently 13-3 down. With that bomb plant, though, you always get a good buy. And it's exactly what Liquid have here. A lot of rifles in play. Full rifles, in fact, if you count the Scout with OC. So this is a chance for Liquid to try and immediately break the economy of ENCE. And really, this is a chance they're going to have to take here.
Winner of this series goes forward to play Cloud9. Stylistically, that will be quite interesting, although the addition of one Shiro will be very explosive in a series such as that. We'll see who gets to face them, maybe sooner rather than later. Liquid prodding, creeping through. Has Matt been hurt? Seems not, as he squeezes a kill through. How deep do you want to swing to try and trade that? 6 HP will be enough. His sheer presence is the problem. Liquid lose their position on A. However, the team's somewhat split. You see the bomb creeping towards that B bomb site, but ENCE haven't over-rotated. They know they haven't seen the bomb. Sampaia's wondering about that mid area. Kindar is trying to find a kill on this A bomb site. Them to rotate more players over, but that's not working out either. He remains with the scout. There's the bomb, and all the information that ENCE needs. They held their position, and they hold all the cards on Anubis.
A snappy SMG got back at it again. This time with a double kill on that MP9. And ENCE able to hold on, even though Liquid got a bit of ground there on towards that A bomb site. But maybe if Rainmaker wins that fight, it could have been different. Not this time, though. It is wild. Rainmaker only has 2 kills, but he has the same ADR as Patsy, who has 8. So it just goes to show you, he's been doing damage in a lot of fights, just not winning them right now.
Won't be good enough for social media, though, will it?
That's for sure. We've got a few pistols out for Liquid. What can they do here? Dihar, I think, was lining up a smoke. Ooh, now an incendiary. Rainmaker will beat that. Dihar will just take the 1 kill. Call for assistance. Myers needs to be a little careful here, committing. He does get another kill. Looks like it should now be all good for ENCE.
Easy for ENCE, you might say. They find themselves with 12 match points versus Team Liquid, whose appearance in Riyadh may be very brief indeed. Off to Randy's Donuts, maybe, if they lose this one. Not sure how much of a consolation it will be with $400,000 for first place.
Yeah, this map, I think, just goes to show maybe that was a map over on Vertigo that was required by Liquid. They lose their pick, and ENCE looking so good on Anubis right now. series point here for ENCE then. Looking to advance into that quarter-final. Pointed out Cloud9 awaits. That could be a really fun matchup. Gotta confirm it first. Liquid will look to put up a fight here. Sampius going forward. Good flash. Patsy taking a lot of damage there. Sampius happy to drop back. Still there alongside him. Smoke costs him a lot of health, and OC still has the shot before the smoke blooms. So there's the advantage Liquid were looking for.
Next, though. They've got time to wait for ENCE to make a play. They are prodding the long A area. You'll see a lurker for now, but Snappy's lost in the meantime. Bigger problems in mid then. Opening up the map for Liquid. That'll help shut things down, though. Heading towards B, it seems. Into the hands of Alerts, who takes one down, but Yakindar is here to trade. Yakindar almost alone as OC's trying to cut off the rotation. That's a long flank, though. He's walking and they're running. This becomes very interesting indeed. Dihar pretty far back for now. Both these CTs with kits, but can OC catch up as Madden tries to find the correct angle? Yakindar knows that one is coming this way. Dihar's been so delayed. With the headshot still pressing forward, pressing on. Does he risk it for the biscuits? With the diffuse kit, apparently not. Hold on to the AK-47 instead, and Team Liquid will survive for the time being.
All right, find their way into the round. Got a couple of kills at the start. Even though ENCE brought it back to a 3-on-3, even a 3-on-2 at one point, Yakindar immediately traded. They got into that 2-on-2 position. And then OC just able to get in behind. After they get that bomb down, they're always in a powerful position there. Makes it much more difficult for the CTs to figure out all the positions and clear their way back onto the site. So not over yet. Another gun round for Liquid to try and deal with. A couple of smokes early towards mid and down towards B. A lot of Liquid players. Oh, I was going to say grouped outside A. Taking damage while doing so, though.
Nail bomb. That's the kind of start ENCE were looking for. Many opportunities to find one. They found one relatively early. Long rotation for the bomb. But ENCE have got a good spread for the time being. Nurse has got good utility. Sampius has got, he's fully stocked on nades towards this B bomb site as well. So there's plenty of delay to be had. 1 minute on the clock. Nurse has got a smoke in his hands as well as Team Liquid get closer to approaching the other choke point. How long does he hold it for? Perfect timing. They had a flash and a smoke combo just as Team Liquid are rounding that corner. Sampius will exchange it again. This late util is going to cause problems. Are they going to flash him in? Nurse has got the sound cues. There has to be a third man rotating in. Surely they've got enough information. Madden's on the way now before Liquid have even made their play. 26 seconds. And in they go. It's going to be absolutely brutal. Nerds begins the shutdown. OC and Yakindar remain. And there is no mercy to be shown for ENCE as they get closer to eliminating Team Liquid from the Gamers8 tournament. Or will they? Suddenly things turn around. 4 versus 2 made 2 versus 1. Dihar with 15 HP. How on earth did they manage to get a can opener like that going? That's amazing. This should have been the end of the line, but here we are.
Where did that come from? Nuts getting those 2 kills, those 2 great headshots. Seemed like it should surely be over at that point. But a 2v5 from OC and Yakindar. I guess they had enough info to just quickly turn between some of those angles. Fantastic work from them. 2 kills apiece. And Liquid not out of it yet. Still thoroughly impressed by Nuts, though. Just every moment it feels like he's ready for a multi-frag, ready for big impact. But OC and Yakindar do just enough. They've been the 2 standout players for Liquid on this map as well. I think throughout this series, OC has been good. Definitely no complaints as far as his performance level. Kindar's also been pretty solid. But on this map, some of the other players not able to step up as much. Maybe we will see that if they can keep this comeback going. ENCE still have guns for this round on the majority of their players.
Still a dangerous round indeed. Many tests to come for Team Liquid. Great smoke from some players. Relatively safe as well. Seha lost in mid. Madden will pick up the slack. Wonder how much he pursues the position. Minute 20 on the clock. I still can't believe Team Liquid found a way through that last round. That was a miracle. There's the pop flash delivering so far. There's more to find here. Oh my lord. They are getting all the kills. Patsy deleted as well. Do they hold the bomb? They could just fall back if they want to. Senpais is absolutely going to outstay his welcome. At least get the information for the squad while he keeps an eye on that bomb. What a nuisance. What a play from ENCE. Again, threatening to take this one in round 21. So many match points for ENCE. So much turmoil. Potholes on the path for Team Liquid. Smoke is gone. Is there a trace back? Have a look at Snappy's rotation as well. This is brutal. 25 seconds. No time to rotate towards the A-bomb site. Surely this is up headed in that direction. Knife out, and Snappy is here to make things even worse. Through mid he goes. Molly will tell the story. Madden can start rotating now. 9 seconds to get this bomb planted. Pick the right door as well, it seems. Oh, it just gets deleted. Domed immediately, and they've done it. ENCE with a monster scoreline. Eliminate Team Liquid from Gamers8 and get one step closer to that first prize of $400,000.
Yeah, great play from ENCE throughout Anubis here. They take the series 2-0. They advance to the quarterfinals here at Gamers8. And a great start for them, showing they want to be competing for that trophy. It's only going to get harder, though. As you pointed out earlier, next matchup for ENCE will be against Cloud9. That will be a fantastic match of Counter-Strike. If Cloud9 are up to speed, that could already be an amazing game to get just in the quarterfinals, because ENCE definitely look like they are continuing that form from Cologne. And just great to see Nertz have that level of performance on that map as well. He's got to be the MVP on that map, ending with, what, 25 kills? Over 1 kill per round, always impressive. And great signs from ENCE going forward. I think they look like a very stable, very good top-level team right now.
Yeah, and I think when you look at a player like Nertz, you feel like it's a matter of time until we see him get some serious highlights in a major in the future. Especially with CS2 around the corner. I feel like he's going to do big things. He's just got so much clutch in him. It's crazy. But indeed, it's a very solid squad that ENCE have. And the sheer level of aggression and the synergy you really need to be on the same page to play an aggressive game like that. But for Team Liquid, I would hope that there are some lessons to learn. I mean, not every team style you can copy one for one. Obviously, the way ENCE are playing is quite special. However, that was quite an impressive game of Anubis, again, having the coordination to often push both bomb sites at the same time and so on. Not that you need to do that, but again, it was just a great example, a great exhibition from ENCE, and I think any team who plays Anubis can learn from what they just saw there.
Yeah, I think so too. It was just so aggressive across the map. It felt really hard for Liquid to figure out what was going on in a lot of those rounds, and I honestly think it's a pretty well-suited map to ENCE because they like to go a bit aggressive. They like to go for those proactive plays in a lot of rounds. Definitely looked like it worked out for them there. And even when they were waiting until the late round, just the way they were doing it was really chaotic because all the action would happen at the same time. Clearly, they were thriving in that chaos, and really positive signs to see that ENCE are continuing to be a top team, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them continue to compete for trophies here at Gamers8.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, in general. And we have Nertz on the line to join us for an interview, a post-match interview. Welcome, Nertz. You guys are utterly crazy. You're so aggressive. How long does it take for a team to come together and be on the same page, to be pushing both bomb sites at the same time versus a team like Liquid, keep the bomb in the same place and make decisions while all that is happening? That can't be something that happens overnight, surely.
Yeah, I mean, like, we had a good day on Anubis. We felt like the communication was good, the gameplay was on point. So yeah, like, everyone just felt the game, and it was, yeah, as you see, like, it was really good.
Watching you especially, we feel like you have a lot of clutch, like you're very dangerous when you're in a 1vx situation. Yeah, as a relative newcomer to the top tier of Counter-Strike, are you just fully focused when it's time to deliver? Do you not care about the pressure or the stage or the crowd or anything? Are you just fully focused, or does that stuff kind of make it harder to deliver when you really need to?
Yeah, like, it's always like you have like the excitement when we are playing in front of a crowd. Like, I always feeling it, of course. They don't hear me now. Now they don't see me.
We hear you. Just to
yeah, we just
carry on. I don't know what's happening, but it's fine.
Okay. So of course, like, you feel the excitement from the crowd, and like, obviously I'm a player that I don't afraid like to make a mistake in crucial rounds. So like, for example, 15-14, I will not be afraid like to push through the smoke if I feel like that. And this is the key for me, at least, as a player.
Cool. I wanted to know how you feel about Anubis right now, just as a map. It feels like it's starting to settle in. Teams are starting to pick it more. You guys have won 5 in a row. Looks like you guys are liking Anubis, right?
Yeah, obviously. I still think this map is broken. Like, it's still a T-side map, in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like we maximize our knowledge on Anubis, and I feel like this is why we right now are playing really good, and I hope it will stay like that.
Do you think it's if you think it's a broken is a strong word, so I was going to ask if you thought it was the most broken map in the current map pool, but I'm assuming that you probably do if you think it's so lopsided for the T's.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I would say it's the worst map in the map pool right now, and I feel like I hope in the CS2 is gonna change. I don't know what's gonna be the fix. Maybe like let the city make aggression on city side. Maybe it will be the fix. But yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have Cloud9 in your next match, and I think stylistically it's gonna be quite interesting. But with the crazy highlights you see from like Shiro, for example, is that something that you guys see as a concern, or personally, or is that just another player, another team, another day?
Of course, like, they have great players. We respect them a lot. The last time we played, like, we don't have really good results as ENCE. Like with ENCE, we didn't beat them a lot. But the last time we played against them, it was in the RMR, and we actually beat them. So we have good confidence. I think we break a lot of barriers during my time in the team, and yeah, like, we have good confidence for the next match.
Cool. All right, final question. I wanted to ask, I know a lot of people are giving Snappy a lot of credit on this team, but can you tell me about the coach Saw, what he provides for you guys?
We call him boss man. So is really unique guy. I feel like he has a lot, like, he has a lot of impact on our outside or inside the game, and I feel like he must have a part like why we are playing right now as a team. I need to give him this credit. It's not only us.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll let you go and join your team then. Congratulations on your win today. It was a great exhibition, and good luck in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Well, again, I think that was a great way to cap off 3 matches on Stream B. Again, I think it was an exhibition of Counter-Strike. But what do you think? Like, you know, he said he thinks the map is broken, which is not to say like it's, you know, towards one side or the other. He said it's broken, that advantageous for the T side. And you know, they were absolutely abusing Team Liquid. So I'm inclined to not disagree with him for sure.
Yeah, I'm interested in. I wonder if it's that he thinks it's really T-sided, or I feel like some people feel like every map should be at least like a little CT-sided because they feel like the T side has to solve the problem of the round, you know? So I'm kind of wondering if it's just that people aren't used to a T-sided map because we haven't had one in a while. I feel like maybe like Cobblestone back in the day, Dust 2 was always kind of even. But yeah, I kind of like it just because it provides something so different. But I could understand if you're so used to every map being CT-sided and having options on CT that it might feel a little weird to play a completely different map like that.
Yeah, I do think it's nice to have something different in a map pool as well. So you see different styles of counterstrike, and I think that's important for the health of the game as well. So we'll see how Anubis grows and develops as we continue, but our broadcast is coming to an end for today, so all the remaining counterstrike will be on stream A, so make sure you're tuned into that for all the crazy action to come here at Gamers8. We'll see you next time.